wanna get away, but I could use some company. If you're alone like me, we could go on a trip. Girl, I wanna see the sun, dive into the deep ocean, dance with you all night long, move as you swing your hips. Let's take a break from the stress and the hate.
Hey, everyone. Welcome. Come on in. This is Mindset Monday. I am Ilyasa Simpson Bakari, and we are in the charge room tonight. So welcome and come on in. I'm so happy to see you tonight. I'm always super elated just to be in the land of the living, and I'm so glad that you're here to be with me. So yes, God called our name today. He called our name today. So I hope you had a wonderful day. And tonight's episode is a bit interesting, a little deep, but a bit interesting because it's a lot of times people don't like to talk about it because they don't think it's them. But tonight's episode is about ways that we can improve relationships without having pride and ego. So, pride and ego, I always say, is a relationship killer. Always a relationship killer. But again, here on Mindset Mondays is a place where we explore and have deep, meaningful ways to strengthen our lives, build relationships, and connect on a genuine level. Because when life throws us lemons, we show you here in the charge room how to make that sweet lemonade. So come on, let's get started. So I want y'all to get paper and pen, and how about share this episode with somebody, share this session with someone, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you'll never so you'll never miss another episode of the Charge Room Mindset Monday, because we are definitely here to help everyone build a better us and become more fruitful with our relationships with other people. Because if we love us first, we can love other people better, right? Okay, so let's talk about it. We're going to talk about how in the world can we have better relationships without pride and ego, right? So how do we set ourselves aside to place ourselves in a place to say, okay, listen, let me pull my pride aside. Let me put my ego aside and just let's talk about it. I'm going to say this. People don't like to talk to people. They like to create things in their own heads. Yeah, this one did this and she thinks she that, or he think he this. Yeah, he did this to me. She did that to me. We create all of these scenarios in our heads and we got everything wrong. When all we had to do was ask someone a question. Are you okay? Are we okay? You know, I saw you did A, B, and C the other day, but I wasn't quite clear on what did that mean. Can I just have some clarity? Could you just explain to me what did you mean when you said that? But this is what we do. I know she did that. Did you see how she did that? She twisted her face. She sucked her teeth. She did that. You did all of that in your head when she could have been having a bad day. Somebody could have died that was very important to her and she wasn't ready to tell anybody. Or he was having a bad day. Or he was having relationship issues and he didn't want to tell anyone. But they may have not realized that they displayed a certain type of behavior that was offensive to you, but you took it the wrong way. So we're going to clear some of that up, because if we take some of that pride and ego off our chest, we can learn to better communicate with each other and always stay clear of what is really going on. If we could just stop and just read the room and say, what is really going on here? And don't ask ourselves, ask the person. Ask the person of what you feel you need clarity of. So let's talk about what is pride, right? Pride in a relationship often manifests as an unwillingness to admit fault, apologize, or accept differing perspectives. It's okay to disagree, y'all. It's okay to disagree without everyone not talking to each other. You don't have to cut off communication because this one doesn't believe what you believe. This one doesn't like what you like. We're not playing in the same sandbox. So everybody's cut off. Don't do that. Don't do that. We have to learn how to respect people's opinions, how they feel about things. And people feel a certain way from a certain thing, from a previous bad experience or even a good experience. People, you learn through experience through to have emotions and opinions, right? So having pride can stem from, again, self-respect. Excessive pride can create emotional distance and prevent growth within the relationships, right? So let's talk about ego. What is ego? Ego is a sense of self that influences how we perceive others and ourselves. So when ego dominates a relationship, it can lead to defensiveness. It can lead to an unwillingness to compromise. It can lead to a constant need of validation or superiority, right? So when somebody has an ego, they have a great influence on someone, like say like a dominator versus someone who's more submissive, right? Someone who feels that their chest needs to be pumped up. They need validation. And most narcissistic people have these huge inflated egos. Woo, baby. That's another story. How these egos and traits create barriers. Let me share that. This is where it comes to the pride and ego killing everything. Like it's just like poisonous weeds just tearing up a lawn, right? So pride and ego hinder open communication. Just like I was saying, you're thinking a thing when you should be asking a question, and you're putting distance between you and the person that you think you know about their situation, but you really don't. But you created that thing in your head. So you are fostering a resentment with not communicating with a person, and you have this, now you're creating a distance between you and that person because of what you thought and or what you saw and how that person made you feel, instead of you speaking up and getting clarity for whatever that thing was that disturbed you from that person. So it's extremely important that you take time out. I always say stop and read the room. That is so important. Take a step back and sit down and think about the events that happened, the words that were said, and make sure it's not words that you put in your head that you think the person said about you, or you saw what you really saw, but it wasn't really what you thought you saw. Okay. That happens too. And then it's the third party information. That's the super gossip. Somebody said that somebody said, and then you angry at the somebody said, when that somebody could have been the wedge between you and the person that you should be talking to yourself. Let's get real here. If people will just have courage, just stop doing sucker moves. Have courage and go to the person that offended you. Confront whatever is on your mind or in your heart. And I am, oh my God, I am super one to confront. Because if my feelings are hurt, if I think I see something, I need to be clear because I'm gonna ask a question. You know, I was feeling some kind of way, but I just wanted to be clear. So let me ask you before my mind plays tricks on me. I am always one to confront. And when you confront someone, it's not a yelling, screaming, hollering match. We adults just say, hey, I just, maybe I'm confused, or, call it old lady syndrome. Maybe my eyes or my ears are deceiving me. I, I could have sworn I heard you say A, B, and C. Am I right in me thinking that, or did I get it wrong? Because you have to look at you. Everything ends and begins with us as an individual. And you could take your pride and ego and just have it all in front of you and create these brick, stone, cinder block walls for absolutely no reason. You are taking yourself out of love from a relationship, whether it's family members, friends, to people you network with, a lover. You could be creating these things yourself, because there are people that believe in self-sabotage. They don't think enough of themselves to feel that they deserve to be loved, that they deserve to have friends, that they deserve to have the best loving relationships in life. Some people self-sabotage themselves and create drama or start a war when there's no one to fight. Listen, stop and read the room. Stop and read the room. So stop creating barriers, y'all. Stop creating barriers between you and the people that you love, or people that you need to network with to get what you need in life. How about that? Because we grown. We got to get over this immaturity stuff. And pride and ego, oh, it kills all relationships. So let's talk about ways that we can overcome pride and ego. First things first, just like I said, you have to learn to listen. Always be clear about what you are seeing and what you are hearing, because what you see and what you hear or what you feel will influence your thoughts. It responds to the behavior that you will now have because of what you thought you saw, thought you heard, or you thought you felt, right? So what you see, what you hear, and what you feel could foster into influencing a negative behavior when this could be a positive situation. So please, please, please stop, read the room, and practice active listening. Truly hear your partner, your friend, your family member without preparing for a rebuttal. Stop being all in the defensive. Yeah, but, no, 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 no. Bring it down some. Bring it down. Like, one, don't believe the hype, and don't you put the hype in it, okay? Just practice active listening. Be a clear communicator, have clear communication, be an active listener, be clear in how you speak. And you don't have to worry about stepping on people's toes, because if we speaking like adults and not yelling, screaming, and hollering to each other, you both will receive and give, great information. So embrace your vulnerability. Be open. Ooh. Be open, y'all. So many people are just bound, gagged, and closed up. And not only that, they take past experiences, never closing the past door. I have somebody always tell her, listen, close the door behind you so you can open the door in front of you, right? Keep from those yesterdays coming into your today, because you are affecting your tomorrow. Please hear me. Close the door from yesterday because it affects your today door, and it definitely affects your tomorrow door, right? So Embrace vulnerability. Be open about your fears. Be open about what makes you insecure. Be open about making mistakes. Come on. No one is perfect. No one is perfect. We all make mistakes. Why? Because we are human. We are human, y'all. We make mistakes. A lot of times we think we got it right, but sometimes we do get it wrong. And don't just get it wrong and act like it didn't happen. Don't sweep it under the rug. You have to confront yourself and be brutally honest. Be brutally honest. You made a mistake. Apologize and start all over. Turn the page to a clean page. Have a clean slate and start all over again. You do not have to sit and be angry at the person when you the one did it wrong. So be open about your fears, your insecurities. People make mistakes and trust. Trust so you can have deeper connections with people, okay? Apologize. There are some people that I have met throughout my life, they never apologize. Listen, I'm coming to you, I'm confronting you. I want to know if I did you wrong, tell me I did you wrong so I can apologize and make it right. I do not like to go through life wondering if I know I'm human. I know I can make a mistake. I could read something wrong, but I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna apologize. I apologize. I was in a rush thinking about something else, and when I read it, I misunderstood and I took it the wrong way and I took it out on you. I am sorry. I did something to you. I hurt you intentionally because so and so said you did this to me. Come on, y'all. We got to stop doing stuff like that. So and so said you said this about me. So now I have it. You were the one with the attitude because of somebody else said. Always remember that person that spread the news brought the news. Hear me. That person that spread the news brought the news, because if they had enough time to sit down and have a conversation and let somebody say a whole thing about you, imagine what they said about you that contributed to the conversation that created that whole thing that they now brought to you. So whoever brings the news, baby, they sent that news to. Yes. So again, be open, apologize, break down the walls of your pride. You have to trust so you can have deeper connections with people and take that ego away, y'all. Take the ego away. Then you have to seek to understand and not to win. Let me break that down for you. Conflict resolution should be about finding solutions and not trying to prove a point. Ooh, this is a big one. There are some people that always feel that they have to have the last word and they are right all the time and they'll be dead wrong, dead wrong. That same person, as well as being dead wrong, they won't even go look it up. See me, this is what I do. Before I come to you, I'm gonna get me some facts. I'm gonna sit down and prepare my whole rebuttal. You said this about me. Oh, let's go to the videotape because I'm pulling it out. I'm gonna go word for word. I'm gonna even look up ways to find solutions and say, okay, because I need to come to carry myself and posture myself a certain way to in an adult fashion present myself, because I want resolution. I want resolution because I love you. I want resolution because it's one, it's okay to disagree. Two, you cannot be, I don't want you to be mad at me because I don't want to play in your sandbox or vice versa. But I'm going to bring all the evidence I need to share some solutions, because I have a right to have my opinion. You have a right to have your opinion. There's no reason why we can't agree to disagree because we don't have the same views. People will stop speaking to each other for the simplest things. And sometimes it goes so long where they can't even remember why they're not talking, why the relationship broke down. And 9 times out of 10 is because one person wasn't listening to the other person. Two, ego and pride was on each shoulder. Three, they were upset because one feels that they should apologize and the other feels the same. And four, if you didn't play in their sandbox, it's F you. Some people have all that going on. But both of y'all still have pride and ego. Both of y'all wearing pride and ego. Someone has to say, okay, I want to be a listener. I want to be a listener. All you have to say is, okay, let me stop and read the room. I have to see and I have to hear. And you can also feel the tension that other people are bringing because they, like you could feel it. You can see it in their face. You can see how they posture their body. That it's just a whole bunch of agita going on, right? So again, seek understanding. And to seek understanding, you have to be a good listener. You have to be willing to be vulnerable to say, listen, let's trust each other. Let's sit down and talk. Let's hear each other out. Let's talk about it. Not yell, not scream. Listen and value what the other person has to say. They have value. Just like you want somebody to see your value, respect someone else's value, respect someone else's opinion, right? Respect how they feel, y'all. People like to run over people's hearts and think it's okay and never apologize for it. Oh, they'll be all right. No, you hurt their feelings. Apologize for hurting their feelings. They love you, they trust you, they honor you, and you just rolled a bike and skated all over their feelings. You chopped it up with ice picks. You made them feel like nothing, and you showed them no love, no gratitude, no understanding, no apology. Pride and ego. Your ego is so inflated. Whew. You didn't care about the next person. You didn't care how you skated all over their feelings. You chopped them up and made them feel like nothing. You didn't even ask, how do you feel? Is everything okay? When phones are not ringing or texts are not texting, going back and forth, and time is going by and no one is saying nothing, not a thing, you can hear pins drop. Listen, care about each other. Y'all are human beings. God wants us to love each other at all times. So it's okay to disagree. It's okay to have your own opinion. It's okay that you don't like what I like. It's okay. And people need to respect that, right? So seek understanding. Listen, show some gratitude. Show gratitude that you are even existing. Show gratitude that someone even picks up a phone and says hello or wants to see how you're doing. Even if they are a bother and you say, oh, they a pain in the behind. Listen, there's people that get absolutely no phone calls, no visits, no one that cares. People that are shunned from their families altogether, shunned from their friends altogether. And it could be something that's health related. If they could have a physical deformity, like people isolate away from you if they can't see you in the viewpoint of how they want to see you. People do not accept people for who they are. respect them and have understanding their situation. Maybe somebody has money issues and people throw them to the side because, oh, I have money and they don't. No, how about, ask them, is there everything all right? Maybe that you can help them with a strategy on how they can better manage their money. Maybe they lost their job and they need another one and too afraid to let you know. Maybe they were too embarrassed. Maybe their situation can be helped and maybe you could help them. But because you shunned them and judged them and didn't ask them, is there anything I can help you with? And yes, people, again, here comes that pride and ego thing. People have too much pride to say, oh, I need help. But if you know your friend and you know your family member and you know your children or your lover or your spouse, you know how to slide in and help them without them telling you they need help. So let's go there. Is you caring about them and you know they have an insecurity, you know they have a issue with ego and pride. They're too prideful. They don't want to show their vulnerability. You know they're like this. Everybody, if you stop and pay attention again and read the room, you can feel it. You can feel it kinetically that there is something going on with somebody. That's if you really care. If you care, you would know and you would step in and help them. Why? Because you love them. And the fact that you can do it instead of being selfish, right? So show some gratitude with people and force positivity instead of being judgmental and negative because you have some ego stuff going on. So let go of the need to always be right. I said it before, but now I'm going to say it again. Accept that different perspectives coexist. They can coexist. Stop being a bully and shoving people out your sandbox because you don't like that they brought a different color to the sand party. Okay? Respect people, respect their ideas, respect their view, respect their thoughts, respect their dreams, respect their goals. Okay? Because when you have a grand idea, and you want to just tell somebody and and they shut you down, you're not going to like how that feels because you always did it to other people. Why you want to do something like that? Stop being a dream killer. Okay? Stop being a dream killer. Practice self-reflection, y'all. Again, step back and see what's going on. Am I okay? Am I okay? Yes, ask yourself, are you okay? Because I ask myself, am I okay all the time? Okay? Regularly assess your own behaviors. Did I handle that okay? Was something else on my mind before I responded to them? Did I speak to them too harshly? Take a self assessment. Practice self reflection, y'all. Ask yourself questions and learn how to step into your own room, step into your own box, step into your own mind, step into your own body. Be mindful of what's going on from head to toe, right? So, this greatly impacts your relationships, y'all. If y'all don't take time out to say, listen, let me see what's going on with me. Because maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem, but people don't like to admit that part that maybe they're the problem, right? So sometimes you are the problem and you don't want to acknowledge that you are the problem because I got a few people that I know that they are the problem and they just swear they perfect and you can't tell them nothing. So yes, let's talk about sharing yourself with other people. In my older, mature age, I realized There are such people that like to paint a perfect picture. And when life hands them sour grapes, busted up lemons, and a few limes too, and some golf balls that slapped them and hurt them real bad, they go into isolation. They do a blame game, and they only want you to see them when they're quote unquote flawless. I must say this, as being a human being that goes through life, the each level of life you have to graduate from successfully to not go through traumatic situations that hold you back from progressing in life. There are spaces that people go into dark holes, and to prevent that from happening, you have to self assess yourself. You have to ask yourself, are you okay? You have to reach out to people to help you. You are human. Life does not have whipped cream and cherries all the time. There's valleys, there's dark holes, there's frigid spaces, there's places that's just too hot that you just can't think. Then you get hurt from people, places, and things. And then you self inflict yourself with different situations that you accepted to take on, and it became too great and you don't know how to handle it. These are all things that are a part of life. Life be life in y'all. And it's okay that life lives. You do not have to paint this perfect picture of who you want people to think your life is, and then disappear when it's not this perfect life. um I accept people, and my friends will let you know what, you never changed. You always accepted me for who I was. You never judged me, because that's not my job. Judging you is not my job, because I know you're human just like me. I bleed, you bleed. You get a headache, I get a headache. Your heart hurts, somebody hurt your heart, somebody hurt mine too. You hurt somebody's feelings, I hurt somebody's feelings too at one time. But I always try my best to ask, like I always ask, like, how do you see me, or how do you think I present? And I know if you know me, I ask these questions. Is there anything I could do to help you be a better person? Or is there something that I do with my posture that is not helpful to another? Please, could you share something about me that I can change, or to, because people will say, oh, you too rough or you too hard. Okay, I can receive that. And I'll say I'm a work in progress, because I am human. But I when they I'm because when I ask, I want to answer. If I ask, is there something about me that offends you? I want to answer. But see, people, they're not honest. Oh, I didn't want to say nothing. I didn't want to hurt her feelings. No, because if you hurt me, I'm telling you. If you disappoint me, I'm telling you. I may have to wait a day or two to bring down my tone, because I don't want to come off offensive, but as an adult to share, and I don't want to be angry when I speak to you. So I stop, I self reflect, I ask questions, because I every day want to be a better person. So, yes, pride and ego, I know, is poison to another person. I know that. And because I don't want to be poisonous to this universe, I ask questions about me because I want to be a better person. I want to treat people better. I want to help people. And I love doing it. I love speaking. I love asking questions, getting people's opinions because it just brings me to a place of being more knowledgeable, to having strategies to do things and be in different places in different spaces. And when I come across to this level where I know I'm gonna need help, I can pull back questions that I asked somebody and say, well, so and so did it like this and so did it like that. And I can squeeze some of their stuff into my stuff and have my own formula. Oh, this is how I navigate through this. And then I add prayer. God gonna fix it because I trust and believe in him. He gonna do it for me. So at the end of the day, it's all about being in a space of vulnerability because that allows you to grow. Being open, showing gratitude, y'all. Taking time out to self-reflect. Like, let's sit back and think about this. How was your day? Reflect on your day. Could it have gone? What about your day could have gone better? What about your day that you feel was kind of sideways or upside down and that you don't want to repeat that behavior or that thought process? Ask yourself questions. Is so healthy to yourself. So yes, remember that relationships thrive on what we put into the universe, what we put into ourselves, and what we put into other people. Stop thinking that you're perfect. It's okay. It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to be human. It's okay to allow people to be themselves and you love them for who they are. Stop getting offensive and defensive and creating distance between yourself and somebody that you care about, you love, or just somebody you should be helping by what you thought they said or how you thought they looked at you or whatever the case may be. Stop and think. Ask questions, be vulnerable, be open, and let it be okay for people to be who they are and love them anyway. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for allowing me to share inside of you, share my life with your life. And thank you for the talk about how could we do better with pride and ego so they don't ruin our relationships with ourselves or for other people. So don't forget to share this with somebody and subscribe on YouTube for the Charge Room and see every single video that we have done. This is Ilyasa Simpson Bakari, and have a wonderful, wonderful night.
I wanna get away, but I could use some company.